Reflection. Ladies and gentlemen, you ever notice how some people move in silence, but not in peace? They move with purpose. They plan, they plot, they calculate every step, not for the good of others, reflection, but for their own gain. They smile when they need to. They charm when it suits them. And when they strike, they know exactly what they're doing. Reflection. And they don't care who they hurt along the way. See, the dangerous thing about manipulation is it doesn't look dangerous at first. It looks polite. It looks professional. It looks normal. Reflection. But behind that calm face, there's calculation. Behind that handshake, there's a hidden motive. Behind that, trust me, there's a plan to use you, drain you, and discard you. Reflection. Now listen, this isn't about paranoia. It's about perception. Because when you start seeing patterns, reflection, when you start noticing the same kind of people causing the same kind of pain, you stop making excuses for them. You stop saying they didn't mean it. No, they meant it. Reflection. They knew what they were doing and they didn't care. But you're built different. You've got a heart that still believes in doing right when nobody's watching. Reflection. You've got a soul that still believes in honor and truth, in walking tall when others crawl in deceit. That's rare. That's real strength. Reflection. And I'll tell you something. When you carry light in a dark world, darkness doesn't clap for you. It tries to cover you. It mocks you. It tempts you. Reflection. But the world doesn't change because of what the wicked plan. It changes because of what the righteous endure. So keep your eyes open. Keep your circle small. Reflection. Don't let smooth talk fool you. Don't let fake smiles trick you. Because the same ones who pretend to clap for you might be the same ones waiting for you to fall. Reflection. They know exactly what they're doing and they don't care. But that's all right because you do. And that's what makes you unstoppable. Not everyone who smiles at you wishes you well. Some people study you, watch you, learn your every move, not out of admiration, reflection, but out of strategy. They observe your strengths, your weaknesses, your kindness, your flaws. They know what makes you laugh and what makes you lose control. They take notes quietly, patiently, reflection. Until the moment comes when they can use that knowledge to their advantage. They know exactly what buttons to press to make you doubt yourself, reflection, and exactly what words to say to make you trust them again. It's not an accident, it's a craft. Some people have mastered the art of pretending, reflection. They know how to wear the mask of sincerity while holding the knife of betrayal behind their back. And the most dangerous part, they make you feel like it's your fault when the pain begins. Reflection. They twist reality until you start apologizing for being hurt. That's how they win, not with honesty, but with control. Awareness is your shield in this kind of world. Reflection. You have to learn to see beyond the performance, beyond the words, beyond the charm. The truth is not always spoken. It's revealed in patterns, in actions, in energy. Reflection. When someone repeatedly crosses boundaries but calls it mistake, it's not a mistake anymore, it's intention. And once you understand that, reflection, you stop being a victim of confusion and become a guardian of your peace. You stop letting people treat your kindness like weakness. Reflection. You stop explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you because awareness gives you power. The power to recognize who's real and who's rehearsed. And once your eyes open, reflection, you never look at people the same way again. Deception rarely comes wearing a warning sign. It comes dressed in elegance, wrapped in charm, and scented with confidence. Reflection. The most dangerous people aren't the ones who shout their intentions. They're the ones who whisper sweet words that sound like promises. They wear the right clothes, say the right things, reflection, and know exactly how to make you feel seen. They study the language of empathy but never practice it. They appear trustworthy because they've learned how to mimic sincerity. They know how to nod at the right moment, how to show concern when you speak, and how to use your emotions like strings on a puppet. It's not impulsive. It's calculated. They build comfort, reflection, they build closeness, and just when you're convinced they mean well, they take what they came for and leave you questioning your own judgment. Reflection. That's how deception works. It hides in plain sight. It pretends to care, pretends to support, pretends to love. And when the truth finally cracks through their performance, reflection, you realize that every kind gesture was a setup, every comforting word was bait. The hardest part is accepting that it wasn't an accident. They knew. They planned. Reflection. And the silence you feel after their betrayal isn't just sadness, it's the echo of your own disbelief. But the lesson here isn't to stop trusting altogether, it's to trust wiser. Reflection. It's to listen with your eyes as much as with your ears. Because real people don't have to perform. Real honesty doesn't come wrapped in perfection. It's messy, it's raw. Reflection, it's consistent. When someone's truth aligns with their actions, you feel it not in their words, but in their energy. But when something feels off, when something feels rehearsed. Reflection. Don't ignore it. Deception only succeeds when you silence your intuition. And the moment you stop confusing politeness for goodness, you take your power back. Reflection. There comes a point when you can't keep making excuses for the wrong people. Flexion. You can't keep justifying their actions by calling them confused, stressed, or misunderstood. Because the truth is, they knew exactly what they were doing. Reflection. They knew the moment they crossed that line. They knew when their words cut deep, when their silence became punishment, and when their promises were never meant to be kept. Every action, flexion, every manipulation, every lie, it was deliberate. But good-hearted people have this habit of giving endless chances, of trying to see the good in everyone. Flexion. Even when the evidence of their intentions is clear, we tell ourselves, flexion, maybe they didn't mean it. Maybe they'll change. Maybe they're just going through something. But deep down, you feel that tightness in your chest. Reflection. That unease in your gut. It's your spirit warning you that something isn't right. Yet you stay, you forgive, you hope. Flexion. Until one day you realize you've been protecting people who would never protect you. You've been defending those who deliberately hurt you. And when that truth hits, it changes you. Reflection. It teaches you that love without boundaries becomes self-destruction. It teaches you that loyalty to the wrong people is disloyalty to yourself. Reflection. You stop trying to rewrite someone's behavior into a story of misunderstanding. You start calling things what they are. You start saying, no, they didn't forget. They ignored. Reflection. They didn't slip. They chose. They didn't care. They calculated. And that realization is painful, but it's freeing. Because once you stop making excuses, reflection, you start reclaiming your dignity. You stop explaining why they hurt you and start deciding that they won't get another chance to. Reflection. You learn that self-respect means walking away the first time someone shows you their true nature. You learn that not everyone deserves your grace. Some people deserve the silence of your absence. Reflection. Protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's survival. In a world where people will drain you just to fuel their own emptiness, you have to guard your peace like it's sacred. Because it is. Reflection. There are people who don't want your company, they want your calm. They come to you not to share light, but to take it. They find comfort in your kindness, but they never give it back. Reflection. They unload their pain, their chaos, their negativity, and leave you carrying what they were too weak to handle. Reflection. Protecting your energy means recognizing that not everyone who enters your life deserves a seat at your table. Some only come to taste the blessing and then complain about the meal. Reflection. You must learn to close the door gently without apology. You owe no explanation for guarding your space, no justification for saying no. Your mental peace, your emotional balance, reflection, your spiritual health, these are not negotiable. They are the foundation of everything good you can offer the world. When you let toxic people stay too long, reflection, they rewrite the rhythm of your soul. You begin to feel heavy, confused, and disconnected from yourself. Reflection. That's what happens when your energy is unprotected. You start living in reaction to other people's chaos instead of moving with your own purpose. So you must be intentional. Reflection. You must choose peace even when it costs you popularity. You must choose solitude over false company, because not everyone who smiles at you is safe. Reflection. And not every relationship deserves maintenance. Protecting your energy means understanding that distance is not hatred. Silence is not weakness. It's wisdom. Reflection. When you start protecting your peace, you stop begging for understanding. You stop chasing closure from those who caused the pain. You begin to build an invisible wall made of clarity, reflection, discernment, and strength. And on the other side of that wall, you find freedom, the kind that can't be stolen, manipulated, or disturbed. True power isn't loud. Reflection. And it doesn't need to prove itself. It's not about dominance, control, or manipulation. It's about character. The strongest people aren't the ones who can outtalk you or outsmart you. Reflection. They're the ones who can outlast the storm without losing their integrity. Real strength is quiet, steady, and unshakable. Reflection. It's doing what's right when it would be easier to do what's popular. It's choosing honesty when lies could bring faster rewards. Reflection. It's walking away from revenge when your ego is begging you to retaliate. That's real power. Restraint, discipline, and conviction. Reflection. The world celebrates those who climb to the top by any means necessary, but real success is measured by what you refuse to compromise to get there. Moral strength is not about perfection, reflection. It's about consistency. It's standing firm in your values even when nobody's watching, even when nobody claps, even when doing the right thing leaves you standing alone. Reflection. There's a kind of peace that comes with integrity, a quiet confidence that no amount of money, attention, or validation can replace. Because you can lose material things and still rebuild. Reflection. But when you lose your character, you lose everything. When you choose to live with honor, people may mock you, underestimate you, or call you naive. Reflection. But that's only because they've forgotten what truth feels like. Don't let the corruption of others convince you to abandon your principles. Reflection. Let their deceit remind you of the value of honesty. Let their betrayal deepen your appreciation for loyalty. Let their selfishness sharpen your understanding of humility. Reflection. Strength of character doesn't need recognition. It shines on its own. It's the kind of light that no amount of darkness can cover. Reflection. And when life tests you, your moral strength will be the anchor that keeps you grounded. It's what separates those who rise with purpose from those who fall with greed. Reflection. Because at the end of the day, power without integrity collapses, but integrity without power still stands tall. Being good in a corrupt world is not easy. Reflection. It's one of the hardest battles a person can fight, the kind where you stand in the middle of chaos, holding on to your principles while everyone else bends theirs for convenience. Reflection. When the world around you starts rewarding dishonesty, it becomes tempting to compromise just to survive. You see people lie and rise, cheat and win, manipulate and prosper. Reflection. While those who play fair often get left behind, that's the painful irony of goodness. It doesn't always pay off immediately. But the truth is, integrity is a long game. Reflection. It's not about quick rewards. It's about lasting peace. When you walk with honesty, you might lose opportunities, but you never lose yourself. You might be misunderstood, mocked, flexion, or even betrayed, but you can still look in the mirror without shame. That's a kind of wealth that corruption can never buy. Standing for what's right in a crooked system feels lonely. Reflection. But it builds something unbreakable inside you, conviction. You stop needing the crowd's validation because your soul already knows the value of truth. Reflection. You stop chasing applause because integrity has its own quiet applause, the one that echoes in your conscience when you rest at night. Reflection. The world might call you stubborn for refusing to play dirty, but in reality, you're strong. You're refusing to let the dirt stain your spirit. Being good doesn't mean being blind or weak. Reflection. It means choosing the harder path, the one where your intentions stay pure even when the results don't come easy. Reflection. It means walking away from easy victories bought with lies and staying faithful to the principles that define you. Because no matter how successful someone looks while living without integrity, reflection, they're always haunted by the truth they ignored. And no matter how hard your road gets, your honesty keeps you light, your faith keeps you steady, and your goodness keeps you human. Reflection. That's the real victory. To remain pure when the world tries to poison you. Wisdom doesn't always come from speaking. It often comes from silence. The more you grow, reflection, the more you realize that not every situation deserves a reaction and not every insult deserves a response. There is power in observation, reflection, in sitting quietly and watching how people move when they think you're not paying attention. Silence reveals what words try to hide. Reflection. You learn that people will always tell on themselves through their actions, through their consistency or their lack of it. You begin to see that time exposes everything. Intentions, loyalty, reflection, truth. When you stay silent and watch, you give people space to reveal who they really are. Those who pretend can only act for so long. Eventually the mask slips, the truth shows. Reflection. And you'll see who stands with you and who only stands near you. Wisdom teaches you to stop wasting energy trying to prove a point to those committed to misunderstanding you. Reflection. It shows you that peace doesn't come from winning every argument. It comes from knowing you don't need to argue at all. Reflection. You realize that your attention is currency. Whoever you give it to grows in power, whether they deserve it or not. So you choose to invest it wisely. Instead of reacting to negativity, reflection, you observe it. Instead of chasing explanations, you let clarity come naturally. Observation becomes your weapon, patience your armor. The more silent you are, reflection, the more you hear the truth in people's tone, the fear behind their anger, the emptiness behind their pride. When you master silence, you stop being predictable. Reflection. You stop letting others pull you into emotional traps. You begin to move with strategy instead of impulse. You become calm, collected, unrateable. Reflection. People won't know what you're thinking, and that's your advantage. Because when you stop talking and start watching, you don't just gain knowledge, you gain control. Reflection. And in a world full of noise, the quiet mind becomes the sharpest one. No matter how cold or ruthless people become, you can't let that darkness change who you are. Reflection. The world will try to harden you, to make you bitter, to convince you that caring is weakness and kindness is a mistake. But the truth is, reflection, staying good in a world that celebrates cruelty is the greatest act of rebellion there is. You must keep your purpose steady, your heart clean, and your faith unshaken. Reflection, no matter how many times life tests you, Because when people do wrong without remorse, it's not a reflection of your worth. It's a revelation of theirs. Reflection. They may win small battles through deceit and manipulation, but you win the war through endurance, through patience, reflection, through your ability to stay rooted in truth when everything around you tries to corrupt you. There will be moments when doing right feels pointless, when honesty costs you opportunities, reflection, and when forgiveness feels like foolishness. But remember, the storm always tests the strength of the tree, not the weakness of the wind. What's real, what's pure, reflection, what's built on integrity will always outlast the chaos. When you hold on to purpose and faith, you stop reacting to every attack because you understand that some battles are beneath you. Reflection. You realize that the noise of the wicked is only temporary. It fades, it collapses under its own weight, while the calm of the righteous endures. Your focus becomes your armor. Reflection. Your discipline becomes your protection. And your faith, that quiet, unwavering fire inside you, becomes the force that carries you through. They may move with cold hearts. Reflection. They may plot with selfish intentions, but you move with meaning. You move with grace. And while they chase attention, you chase alignment. Because no matter how dark the world gets, reflection, the light that's built inside you, the one born from truth, humility, and purpose, can't be dimmed by anyone's cruelty. That's what makes you untouchable. Not arrogance, not revenge. Reflection, but unshakable faith in who you are and what you stand for. So when you walk out into that world, don't let their coldness change your fire. Don't let their lies silence your truth. Reflection, don't let their games make you question your purpose. You know who you are, you know what you stand for. And that's something no manipulation, no betrayal, no deceit can ever take from you. Reflection. The world may not always reward integrity, but time will. Life is a way of circling back. Every action, every intention, every seed planted in truth will grow. Reflection, while everything built on deceit eventually collapses. So keep walking tall. Keep your eyes open and your spirit clean. Don't match their darkness. Outshine it. Reflection, don't lower yourself to be understood. Rise so high they have to look up to see you, because they may know exactly what they're doing and they may not care, but you do. Reflection, and that difference, that care, that conscience, that courage, that's what makes you victorious in a world that's forgotten the meaning of honor. Stand firm, stay true, reflection, and let your light speak louder than their noise.